Sippin' and Strummin'. Whoa, whoo, yeah.
Howdy, sippers. What's up, strummers? It's Brad, back, episode 9, Sippin' and Strummin'. Here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity-hoppity, Easter's on its way. Bringing every girl and boy baskets full of Easter joy, things to make your Easter bright and gay. He's got jelly beans for Tommy, colored eggs for Sister Sue. There's an orchid for your mommy and an Easter bonnet too. Oh, here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity-hoppity, Easter's on his way. The only Easter song I can think of, really. Oh, we're sipping mimosas here. I'm almost done. This was full. This is maybe my second take, and I pounded a couple of these because in the YouTube comments, my man Hank Hammer and Henry says I don't drink enough in my podcast. So, ooh, there you go. A little bit of splash zone there too. You know, nothing. I couldn't think of anything else. Nothing says Easter like, you know, your ma sipping on mimosas, piping, what do you call it? Filling into hard-boiled eggs, making those deviled eggs, because that devil's got to see his way in there some way on Easter. Anyway, I hope you had a great Easter, whatever you do, whatever you celebrate, even if it's just having the day off and going to the park or something, or sitting around watching movies. I hope it was wonderful. I didn't do much, sat on the couch from 2 o'clock to 11 o'clock p.m. and watched NHL hockey playoffs. And it was joyful. Well, Cam came over and made some delicious enchiladas, and we ate those, and we watched Twister. That movie, from the 90s or something, I don't know. Man, I'd never seen it. That is a movie. At least it was action-packed. I wasn't a huge fan of the story. My brothers and sisters in Christ, can we talk about this song, Peter Cottontail? I can't think of another, like I said earlier, another Christmas song aside from the hymns that you had in church or whatever. I couldn't think of any. Maybe if you want to count. Father, 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 into your hands I commend my spirit. Father, into your hands, why have you forsaken me? In your eyes forsaken me, in your thoughts forsaken me, in your heart forsaken me. Trusting self-righteous suicide. Sorry, I can't get up there. It's too early for screaming. But that's an Easter song. It was an Easter passage from the Bible, anyway. I think Good Friday. I actually did some research, and I couldn't find where Peter Cottontail, what book he was in the Bible. I know he's in there somewhere, but I'm not sure where that was. Anybody, if you know that, point that out to me, and I'll read that passage. If you notice in these lyrics here, you know, Tommy's getting some jelly beans, Sister Sue's getting some colored eggs, Mom's getting an orchid and an Easter bonnet. What's Dad getting here? Let me see. Scrolling, I can't see. Oh, Dad's not getting anything. Being a dad is the only gift that you really need, I guess. I don't know. I've never been a dad. I will never be a dad. What's the saying? Once a daddy, never a dad? Or always a daddy, never a dad? Once a bridesmaid, never a bride? Or is it always a bridesmaid, never a bride? I don't know. Anyway. Another thing about this song that I love is hippity-hoppity. Golly, if that's not the cutest couple of words in the English language. Hippity-hoppity. I feel like we should use that kind of stuff more, you know, in life to kind of like I don't know, maybe if you kind of use those kind of things in your words, it'd be a little more, things would be a little lighter, you know, like you say, how was your day? And you say, well, I got let go from my jibbity jobbity. Everybody go, oh, huh. Or, oh, I just went to the doctors and I got diagnosed with Alzheimer's and disease. Oh, it's fucking ridiculous. It sounds like Snoop Dogg. Actually, I think, maybe, I think I'm having an Easter revelation right now, an epiphany. Maybe that's what Snoop's been doing all along, is putting that shit in the lexicon in the black community because shit's hard. And so let's have for shizzle, let's have for shizzle, nizzle is the equivalent of hippity hoppity. Huh. Interesting. Golly, once again, the black community on the forefront of everything that's cool. Another thing in here is gay, things, this bunny wants to make your Easter bright and gay. Remember when gay meant just happy, joyous? I don't. I think it was before my time, really. But like, obviously, in the Christmas songs, deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Gay apparel. It's happy apparel, right? I don't think it means, I don't know. I've never been to the North Pole, but I don't think it means elves with, tiny little Santa hats on and maybe a choker and, and maybe a shirt, a vest, a small little Christmas vest with no shirt on, bare chested underneath it, a little tool belt, little boots with the curly toe on it. Making toys all day. I don't think it means that. Like I said, I've never been there, though. I think it means joyous, right? Also, of course, there's the other Christmas one, of course, is have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. A gay Yuletide, man. It sounds amazing. It sounds joyful. And then it got obviously even up into the 50s and 60s in the classics, like, why do birds sing so gay? Lovers await the break of day. Why do they fall in love? Shows you where my head's at. I always used to think they said, why, and lovers await the breakup day. You wonder why I've never had a healthy fucking relationship. And of course, Sam Cooke is my guy. I do some Sam Cooke covers, and he says, let me tell you about the place somewhere up in New York ways where the people are so gay, twisting the night away. Twisting the night away. People are gay up there up in New York, up in the clubs. That could mean gay, actually, but I think that we know what he means there. He's, also, how about when you're with the Flintstones, have a yabba dabba do time. We'll have a do time. We'll have a gay old time. So, gay meant just fucking, just happy and shiny, joyful. Which most gay people that I know are. Envious of that, actually. And I think that probably has something to do with being oppressed. If you look at lots of those kind of cultures that are oppressed, whether it's, what we used to call minorities and gays and whatever, like, they have to be joyful in their life because it's too heavy not to be. Which is what I, in my episode number 1, I think I spoke about why I love New Orleans culture so much, because there's a celebratory nature of overcoming. Somewhere along the line, that word went from that to being like, I think actually gay, and then it stopped being about happy and joyous and becoming gay. And then it became a bad word to say about either of them. If you call someone gay for being happy or gay for being homosexual or whatever, it was bad. So that's a weird sort of morphing of that word. But it got me thinking, what if we took it back and we just, we started using gay again as happy, and it's like,
here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. But don't worry, I'll be gay. Landlord says my rent is late. He might have to litigate. But don't worry, be gay. Look at me, I'm gay. Don't worry, be gay.
Amazing, right? Or
I'm only gay when it rains. I'm only gay when it's complicated. And oh, I know you can appreciate it. I'm only gay when it rains, yeah.
hell yeah. Bad also, right? That's a word that went through a strange twisting and turning. Bad when I was a kid. I feel like I remember when bad became good. It was like around the 80s or something, or that hip hop culture coming out of New York. Bad was bad. Used to mean bad. Malo, bad, no good. And then bad became good. Yo, she's bad, dude. It means whatever it means now, lit or whatever the kids mean, but that's bad. Interesting couple of words. What else? Let's see. Easter memories. I don't know. Easter, I don't know how many huge Easter memories. We'd go to my Grams and stuff and hang out and have ham and drink and do that stuff. I didn't drink. I was young, but I don't know. Easter baskets were always cool. I've always found Halloween. I'm a candy guy. Also, that reminds me the sweet and savory thing. Like, so when I don't get that when I say you want hey man, you want a piece of this donut or whatever, and somebody says, nah, I'm more of a savory guy. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm a savory guy too, but this is a donut. If it were a bag of salt and vinegar chips, I'd be saying, do you want some salt and vinegar chips? But it's not. It's a donut. Why? It's one or the other is crazy to me. I'm a sweet and a savory motherfucker. Reach in the bag there. It's the one that says sweet and savory motherfucker on it. But Easter, I've always been partial to Halloween candy, except the peanut butter eggs in Easter. Woo! Hands down. Although all they are is really Reese's Cups, which are available year round. What do you get? You get the chocolate cross, the chocolate crucifix. Something fucked up about that. You bite into it, it's the hollow one, crumbles apart, or it's that solid one, you got to gnaw, like a dog on a Himalayan cheesesteak. You're just gnawing on that thing for days, wrap it back up, put it in there, it started to turn white, you forgot about it. Where you start eating that thing from too is crazy, especially if someone's watching her. But I think it says a lot about you. You start from the left hand, maybe start going in. You take the head off first. You start from the stump that's always at the bottom and work up. You're a foot person. You go up through the feet. I don't know. I guess I never took notice on how I did that. What else is Easter candy? Jelly beans. I mean, jelly beans, though, we didn't have these fancy-ass jelly beans. We didn't have hot buttered popcorn. We didn't have, lemon meringue pie, pancakes, who's the young? Sydney Sweeney flavored jelly beans. We had green. We had yellow. We had purple. We had white ones. I forget what they are. Menthol eucalyptus or something. I don't remember them. And we had black ones. And that's it. And they all tasted like crayons. So Easter candy, I'm not with it. I don't really fuck with it. I mean, over Halloween candy. I'll fuck with an Easter basket, don't get me wrong. I went to Catholic school. So we did I have a couple of memories from Catholic school. One, leaving class to go over. Well, actually, I have a bunch of them. You know, I was in public school, and then Catholic school for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and then I went to public school for 9th, 10th grade. Then I wasn't that good in school. My mom pulled me out of school my junior year, sent me to North Catholic because she thought it would shape me up. But those kids were bad, let me tell you. That's where I learned how to smoke weed. That's where I learned everything about everything. Those kids were bad. And then after that year, she pulled me out and she said, you could flunk for free in public school. I'm taking you back to public school. So I graduated from public school. But I used to serve. I was an altar boy, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. We used to leave class to go over and serve 11 o'clock mass or whatever, you know. And I remember filling up my pockets with the unblessed hosts, you know, the little communion ones. Come back to class, munching on those bad boys. You really could get the good stuff with a priest's host. They were like whole grain or something. I don't know. They were the ones that are big, like this big, and they were extra crispy. They had a little flavor to them. You know, you were trying to get those priest hosts. But anyway, in 8th grade, they did a passion play, the Stations of the Cross. You know, Jesus does whatever, finishes up breakfast. Jesus, it's 12 Stations of the Cross. Jesus, you know, gets a shower. Jesus says hey to his friends, picks up his cross, and then he starts walking, and Jesus gets beat. That's one of the stations. He walks a little more. He falls down. He gets beat again. You know, some woman wipes his face, and they did that live in church, and I was Jesus. I remember the audition was in Sister Mary Sardo's office, and she was in old school. She was kind of one of the last. I was right on that cusp where they started just bringing in lay teachers, I think, and she was one of those kind of older school teachers, and she called me in and put your arms out like you're on a cross. Now look thirsty. And I'm 12 years old. I'm like, I don't know what you do. How do you look thirsty? Anyway, I got the job. And they marched me around that church with this heavy ass cross. This thing was heavy. When I fell, and I really was falling with that thing. But that's an Easter memory that I have. The things I'm going to put the two pictures of me that I still have remaining. I remember my little sister was a lot younger than me, maybe 2nd or 3rd grade, and when they hammered the nails, they like hit a microphone as the other kid who was pretending to be the guards was hammering in the nails, and she was crying, and they had to take her out. This is what they fucking do to kids. Crazy work. But I'll put the two pictures of me getting beat and me hanging on the cross right at the end of this podcast here. That's it. That's all I got for you. I love y'all. Be well. Take care.
Sippin' and Strumming.